Like, it's clearly the same thing.
All right. I'll try some of your berries.
I mean, no, Alexander would like to fly. You know, it would certainly help. He didn't have to pull his magic map every
Oh,
day.
goody. Eat quickly, dear boy, and I'll show you the way to the Lord and Lady of this isle.
What?
I am shocked and appalled that he got poisoned.
Slightly bitter, pretty one.
Like, honestly, lads, who could have seen that coming? Because I certainly didn't. Did you see that coming? I don't think anyone saw that
And then
coming.
there's some land I have for sale in the death bogs of
Was it the fucking berries this time?
No, he was. Apparently, the advice is to not to trust the snake oil salesman. Who fucking knew?
Or the people with the shiny, shiny eyes?
See?
Yes, shiny-eyed ones that cannot be trusted. Works in real life too. It's a great way of spotting
The
replicants.
woman has a pleasant grandmotherly face, but something about her makes Alexander uneasy.
But who are you, matron?
Who cares?
I mean, it was a fair question. It's like, who gives a shit?
Only a
I don't have a name. I'm old woman, number 2.
wishes you
Says so in the script.
well, handsome stranger. Think of me as your grandmama, if you like.
Wow, grandmother, what golden eyes you have.
Yeah.
Think of what I'm offering you.
So yeah, as is the last time when you've had people like this, like the swimmer and the gardener before. If you just don't do anything, that annoys them even more.
Young man, you offend me. I try to help you and you insist on being rude.
Huge door.
Alexander's now doing what anyone does in a awkward social situation and look away and try and do literally anything else.
Clouds. To the left is an ominous set of
Oh god, there's a crazy person talking to me. I'll break eye contact and pretend I can't hear her.
In
Yeah.
the distance, Alexander can see the peak of a majestic mountain rising into the clouds.
All right then, stay tied to the ground like a load of lead. See if I care. You human.
I mean, that is the best insult she could have thought of,
The
you
old
know?
woman just disappeared.
Truth
in a
hurts,
cloud of
lads. The
smoke.
truth hurts.
Perhaps those berries are even more powerful than she led Alexander to believe.
So yeah, we managed to avoid being poisoned. There we go. Aren't we such a brave boy for, not taking candy from strangers?
Somebody
Or
obviously
eating
wants
just
to keep
fucking
something
wild
out,
berries
or
pointed at by
simply
strangers.
I mean, Alexander is a royal prince. It's fair to say his social skills are
or
not going to be
somebody.
the best.
There's
Like, he'd probably think,
natural
oh,
opening
look,
in the
this is a
rock
cultural
near the
delicacy. Of course I'll eat it. Yum, yum. But no, unfortunately, because he is the protagonist and he's the hero, he is actually agonizingly sensible.
Alexander crawls through the small
A
opening.
bit
in the
angsty in
rock.
places, but I mean, that's kind of par for the course, really.
Alexander finds himself in a dark cave.
So again, you might remember we have a pawn shop that's in town in one of the other isles.
Alexander
I think
takes
it's the Isle of the
candle
Crown.
from his tinderbox
And
uses
the
it
pawn
as
shop
a
operates where you
box
have
to
like a
light.
couple of just miscellaneous items. So you could do a swap see for any one of the 4 items. And before we left, we traded in our mechanical bird,
Dead end.
which we use to
Nothing
communicate
that
with
way.
natural birds, for a tinderbox. So that's what we're using now. Also, like, I don't think it's necessarily a bug, but kind of a strange thing was occurring here in this room in particular, where I'm trying to click to the other side of the room. You can see where the icon is, and it keeps like
Dead end.
automatically defaulting to the bottom left, which is a very strange thing for him to do.
Alexander crawls through the opening in the rock.
But nevertheless, we are here, and
The lighting in this part
we
of the
found a
cave is
puzzle
limited.
a puzzle item.
Alexander extinguishes the candle's flame and places it back in his pack.
Now I know like what they're trying to achieve here with like the little bit of daylight coming into the rock, but it does look like someone's just left a massive toke in this room,
Provides a
just
view to the outside world.
just waiting for someone to light it.
Plant grows on the window's ledge.
Alexander pulled out his magic cigar. Alexander smoked
And
the
then
magic
flies for real.
Alexander went to hospital with cannabis poisoning because it was in
Alexander
fact synthetic.
leaves from the plant. As he does so, a strong smell of peppermint is released. Ah,
I mean, I was half right. I mean, is it really peppermint, guys? Let's be fair. Come on. That same minty freshness, is it?
Here.
Alexander crawls back into the first room of the cave. Alexander can't see a thing.
No, I sense danger here as well, because like when he says like you can't say a thing, it clearly is gonna be like a fucking pit in the middle of the floor that automatically disappears when you light the fucking tinderbox.
Yeah, you're just gonna explode in the middle of the fucking darkness. Ah!
Maybe he gets really scared. Like a few bats kind of fly in, and he just has a panic attack.
Alexander.
And then telling you lads, we need more video game characters starring anxiety riddled people. That's what we need. Like, not only do you have to do like this kind of basic operation in the game, but you have to manage your breathing at the same time. Like, I only remember playing one game where like that's genuinely the case, and I think that was weird enough. It was Indigo Prophecy, where like one of the characters is claustrophobic, and you have to go into the police archives, which is obviously like like corridors,
and the lights go off in it as well. Yeah. So yeah.
And you have to basically like manage your breathing as you're walking up and down. It's like, you fucking cunt.
How did you get up here, human?
I climbed the cliffs.
That is.
Can you tell that these the people on this island were based off some sort of ancient human civilization of some kind?
Not be by a human.
Is that coming across at all? Maybe, possibly.
And also, how am I an intruder if I'm outside the fucking gates?
Well, you're an intruder because you made it onto the island in the first place. Because apparently
they should be guarding the fucking edge of the island.
Yeah, you think so? But then that would give the game away. What they should be doing is standing at the top of the mountain to kick people back down after them solving the fucking puzzles.
They will determine what will be done with you.
Isn't it? Yeah, about that, by the way, right? There's a cliffs of logic, right?
Yeah.
And the solutions of which are presented in a widely accessible book called The Guide to the Green Isles, which means anyone could go up these mountains, and yet apparently no one has except for us. Is it like that kind of like that thing where like like just someone in town goes, "What's that thing over there?" And like literally everyone else goes, "I have no idea. It's just always been there. Never asked."
Sacred oracle's prophecy, Azure.
Yes, Ariel.
I mean, if you think the Greeks and Romans were assholes previously, imagine what they've been like if they had fucking wings.
Yeah.
I cannot ignore.
Like, oh my god, they would have had like whatever the Greek was for whatever the Latin was for notions.
To dispose of any strangers that might land on our fair isle. But the prophecy would have a different fate befall you.
The prophecy predicts that whosoever climbs the cliffs of logic.
I love that it's a prophecy for everything. Isn't that great? Like, it's like,
oh, look at it.
Catacombs and eats our young in
defeat the what now?
I'm sorry, you kind of. Can we get back to the whole bull man thing?
His most recently demanded offering.
A dilemma then. Whom shall I obey in regards to your fate? The oracle or the crown? But since Alhazred did not dictate how I
you
got a fucking Minotaur running riot, yet you've got fucking armed guards at the gates? Gates that can only be scaled by a fucking cliff? Get them fucking in there to kill her.
I will not resist you in this.
Apparently, yeah, but there's only 2 of them, and the rest of them are on the lunch break.
Listen,
hey, if there's one thing the Romans respected, it was union rules. All right.
A place of exceeding danger. You will need many tools and clear wits to survive it.
I like that that's the game telling us this is a maze. This is your warning.
And you need to pick up a lot of items until you get here, otherwise then you're fucked.
Oh no! Here's the thing. You see, like you only need one actual item to clear the maze. It's telling you that like it's actually the roundabout way of telling you need to pick up things in this game maze, or else you're fucked. It's like it was the closest thing to a Chekhov's gun that Sierra ever does. And will you two just put on some shoes? You're fucking upsetting me here. Like,
willing to face the catacomb. No one is ever ready. Only a fool could be willing.
And you are far wiser, I suppose, to leave a maiden to die. To not fight this plague on your own people?
Bravery and suicide are two different things.
Sorry,
You will have a
whatever you're
chance
saying,
to
it doesn't
renounce
matter.
Hang on a
the
minute,
choice
easy.
soon enough, when you lay trembling under the Minotaur's hooves.
We shall see. Thanks for the escort.
We only escort you to your death. May the fate.
Can you tell the other guard that I can't take him seriously because his voice sounds stupid? Yes, he gets that all the time. That's why I make the big speeches and he doesn't.
Hang on, wait a minute. I'm going in to try and like eliminate a purge on their to purge like a bad thing on their people. Like, why are they slagging me off? Should be giving me
Because-
fuck off spears, man.
Because you're a wingless one. Look at you, using your legs, you fucking peasant. You make me sick, you wingless freak. So, anyway. So, we knew it was all coming. We knew it was going to happen. So, let's get the maze out of the way. All right? So, thankfully, I think the guidebook does give a relative like, you know, path of where to go. But I do try and comprehensively find every bit of death I can find in these tombs.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
also-
loads of rooms with trapdoors and traps and shit like that in this fucking.
Yeah. Now, I was kind of secretly hoping that there would be kind of like, you know, oh, the Minotaur is just around this corner type of job. Not really getting that at the moment, unfortunately. But as you said, there's just a healthy amount of trapdoors, which I suppose is something. Again, it begs the question why the guards are afraid of this place in the first place, considering they have actually a fairly effective countermeasure for trapdoors. I'll give you the clue. They're on your fucking shoulders.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Again, it just defeats the purpose altogether. It's like, okay, why are we the ones who apparently, like, gravity will definitely fucking kill us?
Oh.
But this is, of course, a video game, and that's how it operates.
Don't just wonder, Alexander. Let your conscience be your guide.
Hint, fucking hint.
So yeah, I don't know whether this is meant to be like the sneaky second half of the copy protection, or it's just a case of like, maybe it kind of helps to have it, but you could probably like bluff your way through, or to have to draw your map as tradition states. So the way they work, these catacombs are basically split into two, like, so we say sections. So this is the first section here, and then you have to pick up a couple of items in this area, and we're now doing that now at the moment. I am not sure if you get a second chance to pick up these items after we clear the catacombs, because I do know that you can, you know, you can in theory, like, the catacombs are open after this. But I
Yeah,
don't know
no,
if you're-
you can actually you can actually go back into the we can't go back to the labyrinth until we get, I think, the Land of the Dead. So we can re-enter each floor of the labyrinth at any time.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't too sure.
Yeah, no, that's actually quite a logical supposition given it's the SierraQuest game.
But that's what I mean, like, because we've had this before where like they did like this, they are the pioneers of Dead Man Walking syndrome. Like,
Yeah.
they're the ones that have, like, you know, made it so that you have to pick up everything and anything.
Yeah,
just
sure, wasn't
in-
it the last game where, like, you know, if you didn't save a fucking mouse, then, like, you
Yeah.
weren't able to escape from a basement of the pub after you got captured and tied up, you know?
Yep, that's right. Yeah. Like that. That was King's Quest 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that we have some similar in the last Police Quest game as well. Didn't we have to?
Police Quest is filled with them. Holy shit.
Yeah. Like, again, for a police procedural, taking the fucking absolute piss.
Yeah.
So yes, the skull there is one of our receptacles that we need actually for one of our spells. Now, this is one that is relatively foretold in the manual as well. So in case the graphics are not really kind of pertaining, it's like there's a few kind of like symbols on the floor. So I think we have sides, roses, skull and bones, and crowns, and I think birds. So I think it's a case of where like it's another one of these riddles where like when the roses meet the sides and the ground hits this and adjective nouns, that's where you're how you know you how to follow the pattern.
That top. That.
Yeah, there you go. So the riddle is three roses laid upon the bower, a side for he who cuts the flower, a crown, a dove, most noble race, thy bones make sacred this dread place. But again, this section is like, that bit is just like that streamlined. You can just try and error it, which is what I do.
Spikes and you're out. Alexander feels the
Uh-oh.
Yep, see that? 3 spikes to your spine and you're done.
And you're in the land of the dead again.
next. 3 spikes and you're out.
First of all, that's not how baseball works. Because if so, we'd have a very high turnaround of players if they kept getting fucking poison darts into the neck every time they miss a shot. Like, it's not sustainable, Ta-da! We did it. Wow, I mean, this maze really is showing its teeth now, guys, isn't it? I mean, like, wow, unbelievable, Jeff. Whatever will happen next on this adventure. Wouldn't it be a terrible shame if Alexander has gone through all of this big morale, all this hard work to try and meet the princess, and then she goes, actually, I don't fancy it.
Oh.
Yeah, that happens every now and then. We're just suddenly like, oh, he hears a sound from somewhere over here. It's like, is ratcheting up the tension? Sure, but I didn't really notice that there was a correlation where like, oh, you're actually getting closer to the next stage or whatever. Didn't really notice that. Oh, hello.
Then again, like Sierra games are like filled with often hidden. God, how the fuck are they gonna get that triggers?
Yeah, that's another bit of it as well.
Why, yes, he did, but how did you...
Hush, there is no time. I think I have discovered the Minotaur's secret exit from the catacombs. Follow me, and we'll
both take voice acting lessons.
Our eagle-eyed viewers will have seen the little glint as she walked into the room.
Yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen next.
You did save it, didn't you? Yeah?
Where did she...
Sure.
Go!
Sure I did, Neil. Absolutely. I definitely saved. Definitely.
Go!
Definitely saved.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Don't just wonder, Alex.
So we cannot fall for the trap.
An old wooden shield hangs on the wall.
This is bad, apparently.
Yes. Oh, incidentally, it's a curious, like, another thing about the Sierra requesting that their games be like, done in very succinct, specific ways.
The doorway is
curious thing what you did there with the tomato, where you got the log to throw it at the stick.
Yeah.
The thing is that if you throw it at the stick, you fail that puzzle, and you basically lost the key item, and the game becomes unwinnable. And in fact, they actually mercilessly taunt you for your failed throw if you try it, to try and indicate to you that you've done this wrong. So like, it's not, oh, I should throw this tomato with the stick in the mud. No, I need the log to do it.
Because clearly the log has a better aim than you do. It being a log.
Exactly. It's not even a log. He's a fucking bump on the log.
Yeah. Even worse. I wonder does he hang out with the trout of the trout of no crack? I say they get on quite well.
That this skeleton